I'm not selling it for the sake of making money. I'm selling it because I believe in it.
Hey guys, it's Matt Haycox here, and today I've got with me a Geordie Shore special guest, Bethan Kershaw. Now, I don't watch Geordie Shore. I've seen it in the magazines. I've seen all the crazy antics that go on there. And if the last 15 or 20 minutes that I've spent with Bethan is anything to go by, I believe every word the press say. But
no, don't say that. The press is ruined my life.
Well, we're going to talk about that soon, I'm sure. But obviously, as you know, I like to get guests to talk to us who have kind of come from non-expected business backgrounds, so we can talk about their views on business and social media, transitioning from one life to the next, etc. So I'm sure Bethan's got plenty of exciting things to talk to us about on that. And we've got a new setting today. We're in my very comfy house. Hence I've got my shoes off and I'm looking very relaxed on the sofa. So
pink cushions.
Pink cushions.
Can't get enough.
Bethan's got some fluffy slippers. She actually came in those. I don't know if they're fluffy slippers or posh shoes. But
so they're just sliders. They're sliders. I know it's November and I know it's cold, but if there's one thing I go by, it's flip-flops all day, all year.
I was literally just about to say, I wear flip-flops. I'm telling you. 350 days of the year, no matter what the weather is. And it's funny, my daughter, up until about, let's say a year or so ago, she'd always go, you're wearing flip-flops, are you not cold? And literally 6 months ago, she's wearing flip-flops and she goes, you know what, Dad? I now understand why you do it. It's so comfy. But honestly, I'll wear flip-flops with a suit. I just absolutely love them.
Like your feet can just breathe. Like I've got sweaty feet, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Do you know what I mean?
I've got lovely feet.
See, I've got sweaty ones. Like I put them in a trainer and it's like, Paul, get me out of here now. So I'm just like, I need a bit of breathing space for the toes.
Right. Enough talking about toes, breathing space, flip-flops and everything else.
I don't have I'm not a very hairy person, do you know what I mean? So I just...
Good. I'm glad we've cleared that
up.
Tell us how your journey began, what you were doing before the show, how you ended up on the show, if you're just a normal lass from Newcastle.
So, to be honest, I am, and I'm still just a normal lass from Newcastle. I am a beauty therapist. I do eyelashes, nails, eyebrows, all that, massage, facials. How you want? Not them kind of massages, mind. Knee lungy endings. But to be honest,
and is that what you were doing before the show?
Yes, So I went to college.
I thought you said you worked in an office.
No. Me in an office.
Georgie, did she not say? Should we talk about when I was in an office?
Definitely.
I'm sure. All right.
Did I say that?
I promise you did.
Don't worry. You know what it is, if there's one thing to know about me, I've got a brain like a goldfish and I chat loads of shite.
So, office/beauty salon then, right? So you're a beautician working in a beauty salon.
So I worked in a beauty salon. Obviously I went to college, went and trained for a few years, and then went straight into working in a hotel, and then I went into a beauty salon, and then I got into the nightclub life. So I started doing promo and stuff for nightclubs, working behind bars and stuff, and that's when I got scouted for Geordie Shore, and I actually got scouted at the same time as my best friend, Chloe Ferry, who's also on the show. Obviously she is just next level crazy. And she's just got loads of banter.
You'll have to tell her about this and get her on here.
I will. So she's just crazy. She ended up going on the show, and she was on the show for about 5 years. And during this period, I was still doing my beauty, still doing my things, still doing my nightclub stuff. And then one of the what are they called again? The people that is it a researcher?
Okay, the researchers,
basically, so someone basically said, do you want to come down for an interview? And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll come down. So I went down, got an interview, and then the next thing I know, I had it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be working with my best friend. This is absolutely mental.
And how do you interview for a show like Geordie Shore? Do you just have to go out there and be wild?
Well, yeah, to be honest, because obviously in normal interviews, you go into the interview and you're dead prim and proper, oh my God, yeah, I'm so smart and just casual and just not crazy, haven't got a screw loose. Whereas in there I was just you know what, I am me and I'm just gonna do me.
So it was an easy interview, you could just be yourself. So, I'm fucked, I've got a screw loose.
Yeah, basically I'm a bit of a nightmare, I'm a little bit you know, what's it called? Crazy.
But tell me, I guess, just from let's say a business perspective, you know, was that an interview that you prepared for in some way, shape or form?
Well, to be honest, I don't really think you can prepare for an interview like that. It's not where you can go, you know, where you go into interviews and you say, oh, well, this is the experience I've got, you know, this is how I go on with my clients, this is, you know, my passion, this is, like, you literally go into the interview and they just look and they just see what they want. It's not all, like, they're just looking for a certain thing, aren't they, really? They're not looking for who's the craziest or who's the more outspoken. That I think, like, when you go into an interview like that, they've obviously got in their mind what they kind of want. So I just went in, and I mean, because I'd had a couple of interviews, to be honest. Like, it wasn't just the one. I think I'd had about 2 or 3 interviews previously because they'd asked us to go down. So the last one, I didn't overthink it. I didn't, like, put on a show. I just went, you know what, this is me. This is what I'm about. That's money. So I was just like, you know what, just take us or leave us. I'm here on a plate.
So you got the role in the show. Mm-hmm. At that point, did you give up your existing job?
So I didn't. The first series that I done, I didn't give up my existing job because I just thought I wasn't ready to just totally say, oh, goodbye, old life. Hello, new one. Like, I wanted to, like, I am really passionate about my beauty therapy. I really enjoy it.
Did you not give it up because you didn't know if, was it like a more thought out decision insofar as you didn't know if Geordie Shore's going to work out, you don't know where the money's going to take you?
Well, yeah, like, I just didn't know what to expect, and I thought, you know, jumping straight to quitting a job, like, irrationally and not actually seeing how it kind of goes on, I just thought, nah, like, I'm just going to go back to work, but I'm going to go a little bit more part-time, because I did still have to do, you know, other things with Geordie Shore, like green screen and stuff like that. I still had to work for Geordie Shore even when I'd finished filming, like the period of filming. So the period of film is about 4 to 6 weeks, I think it is.
Every day?
So 4 to 6, yeah, pretty much every day. You do get, so you say you probably work a few days, then you get a few days off and then work a few days. So it's like 4 to 6 weeks, like intense filming, where you're just in a house and you're just filming the content. Then when you leave, obviously you've got to do like the rest of the work. You've got to pick up your work and stuff when you leave and stuff and things. So I didn't want to go straight into quitting a job that I love, a job that I'm really passionate about, not knowing where I'm kind of going.
So what point did you give the job up?
So it was after my second series.
Okay.
So I'd done obviously my first series, and then I went back to work for a little bit, and then I'd done my second series, and then I thought, right, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back. Just because I had so much work with Geordie Shore, it was hard to get us into the salon.
And so in that first year where you've done the first season, presumably it's aired at this point, how was that impacting on work? I mean, had you become a Newcastle celebrity? Was it getting you?
I mean, to be honest, I feel with Geordie Shore that I feel like the good thing with Geordie Shore is because you know, it's not like Love Island where you go into Love Island and it's like smack bam, you're in the public eye and you've got millions of followers like that, and you with Geordie Shore you've got time to adjust to the public eye, so you know your followers build up like that, so it's not like a smack like, oh my god, I'm famous, what the hell do I do, you know, come off social media, do all that kind of stuff. So when I went into Geordie Shore, it wasn't as bad as like you know, going into work and getting like really noticed every day. It was just the odd person now and then, like, oh my god, but I did find it hard, like, because obviously, like, I didn't really want to talk to my clients about like Geordie Shore, because that's a different side of me. Like, my clients and my beauty therapy, that's my professional side. That's where my profession comes into it. It's not talking about getting drunk and getting with this one, that one. Like, it's not about that. Do you know what I mean? So I was in an uncomfortable.
I always talk to my hairdresser about that.
Well, exactly. Like, to be honest, like, it's all right for your client to talk to you about it, but then on the other foot, that comes across like unprofessional. So I was in an uncomfortable position where I was like, oh, like, how do I not be rude but tell them that I don't really want to talk about it, I just want to, like, you know, talk about them. So yeah, I just thought, oh, I'm gonna have to kind of take a little bit of a step back, I think, and see where Geordie Shore takes us.
And had you started to be able to monetize life after Geordie Shore at that point then?
So to be honest, it was really like because obviously it wasn't, you know, when you're a beauty therapist, you go in, you get paid hourly, you do your thing, and then you've got like your wages come out at the end of the thing. Whereas obviously with Geordie, you get your money off Geordie, and then it's like, but what do you do in between? Like, I was a bit like, well, I'm bored now. What do I do?
And tell me, and I don't know how much you can and can't talk about with it, but in terms of the money you get from Geordie Shore, I'm assuming you don't get paid very much at all to do the Geordie Shore bit.
Well, no, you do get paid a lot. Like, it is like, it's a good wage and it is sustainable. Like, you can sustainable. But because I'm so used to it, like, this is like a personal thing for me, because I'm not very good at managing my money. Like, I am really bad. I've got no money management skills at all. So I'm like, oh my God, so they'll give us like a lump sum and I'll go, woo! And I'll just spend. And then so I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, like, where's all my money gone? Like, what's going on? So yeah, like, I think because obviously like, I'm not used to getting like a money like that. So I was just like, oh, I don't understand. Like, and then obviously I kind of, not went back into work. So I was a bit like, oh, like, what do I do? So, you start to panic a bit because you think, oh, what's going to happen now? Like, where do I actually get my money? Because I wasn't, like, famous or anything, so I wasn't getting paid posts or Instagram money or PAs or nothing like that. So
what point did that start to happen for you?
To be honest, it would have been when I quit my job.
Okay.
So obviously I was then thinking.
So you're 2 seasons in.
2 seasons in.
And just taking a little pause here, I guess this is one of the things that I think is really important for for a lot of my audience to understand, because I think there's this big misconception or preconception that as soon as somebody is into the celebrity life, it's immediate audience building, it's immediate money, everything's fixed. And obviously what Bethan's saying here is that 2 years in to being on a national TV show. Two series.
Okay,
so two seasons in, but one whole year. It was only at that point that she's able to think about giving up a job, and that money from other angles of fame is actually starting to come in.
Yeah, because obviously because that's the thing as well. Like, because a lot of like young girls and young people look at the the limelight and they think, oh my God, I want to do that. I want to make loads of money. Which is, I'm not going to lie, that was my vision. I was thinking, get me on there because I want to be schminted.
Well, I mean, I was just about to ask you as a question. What was your initial driver to do it? Was it just that you thought there was a lot of money in there, and that was? I think
there was a few things. Obviously, like, who doesn't want to go on onto TV and get paid to get drunk?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was my main one. I was like, get me on there, get me drunk. But then obviously the other part of it is kind of like, like, you can see celebrities' lifestyles and you look and you think, I want that. That's what a lot of people aspire to get. I want to have enough money to make myself comfortable. Do you know what I mean? And obviously there is other ways of doing it. Investing your money into businesses, open up shops and stuff like that. There is a lot of things. But like, you look into that kind of famous life and you think, that's where the money is. Do you know what I mean?
But what so many people don't see is how much of that famous life is comped to you for, so people are in a fancy hotel, they're on an aeroplane, they're on this, that and the other, but very, very rarely is it something that's paid for from their own money, and I guess it's that almost like Instagram image of it's all this money's been made, but really either is it being made, or if it is being made, how sustainable is it?
I
mean, if you're kind of looking back at your situation during that first year, when you started to make money, do you think it took you longer to make the kind of money you were expecting? I mean, like, even to today, are you making now the kind of money that you were? Like, did you have an expectation of how much money you were going to be making, and have you met it?
I mean, I didn't have an expectation. Like, I just didn't really know exactly what I was getting myself in for. But when I went into there, I thought that you would get money a lot quicker than what you do. So like, obviously when you do go into the public eye, and you do see, like, before you go into the public eye, and when you do see all of this happening, you think, oh my God, I want to be making that kind of money. And you can see everyone promoting this brand, promoting that brand. You're thinking they're getting paid for that, because it's like advertisement. So like, I did think, oh well, I'll start to do that and it'll just kind of drop at your feet. But it's not even a case of dropping at your feet, like, especially not with like, I mean, fair enough, like with TV shows like maybe Love Island, because it's so popular, like, throughout the UK, you think, oh well, all of it's going to be like that. But obviously with Geordie Shore, like, it is a gradual climber. It's not something where it's like snap back. Geordie Shore's been going for a very, very long time, sorry. Oh, can I speak? Geordie Shore has been going for a long time. I mean, I think it's been going for like 10 years or so. Do you know what I mean? It's not a brand new show, but it is doing really well because it's still going. It's still on the TV, but it doesn't get the cast and stuff, like the followers that you think you're going to get, or the money that you think you're going to get. Do you know what I mean?
So what's how have you looked now then at the audience you've built, and I guess, you know, what you've learned over the last 2 or 3 years of being in there, and how is that now affecting what decisions you're going to make for your financial future, insofar as how are you going to use the platform that you've created, and how are you going to monetize that, and how are you going to make a long-term income out of it when life on the show stops? Because I mean, how are you contracted from season to season, or? Yeah,
so it's just season to season contract. I think that's with a lot of shows. I think that is the same with any TV show. It's just like series and series. But yeah, I think, like, obviously this first year for me, it's kind of like I've been trying to find my feet with it all, and trying to find my feet on, like, because I'm not very, like I say, I'm not very good at managing my money. Like, so as soon as I get money, I'm like, poof, it's like gone. So like, obviously this year, like, I've learned that, like, you know, the money that I've got, I've needed to keep it, not dish it out, it's like not spend it and, you know, just go on like that. So like, obviously now I'm starting to like invest in stuff. I'm starting to like look at
what you're investing in. What interests you?
So to be honest, I want to have my own brand, and I have of just everything. So clothing line, eyelashes, shoes, hair extensions, contact lenses, just everything. And I have obviously started, I did go self-employed for doing beauty for a little bit, like, but it didn't last very long because I was working from home. So I was like, I don't really want to work from home. I feel like I don't really know who's coming to my house. So it's a bit like, all right. So I've got an Instagram page that I've set up, and it was for my beauty page, and it was called...
Georgie told me about this when we were researching you.
So it's called by Bethan Kershaw. Now I did use that to promote like my beauty stuff, but obviously I've took a step back from that now, and I've decided that I'm actually going to use that Instagram to like sell things, and because obviously I have got quite a large following on Instagram, I feel like I might as well like utilize that following and like make money off it and stuff, but sell things that I would use, not like daft stuff like, I don't know, laser hair removal little things.
Is that daft, or is that something you'd use?
Well, no, I wouldn't use it because like I'm not a very hairy person, do you know what I mean? So I just...
Good. I'm glad we've cleared that up.
Where's this conversation going? No, but like what I'm saying is like I want to sell things that I use personally. So like the brand that I sell, I'm not selling it for the sake of making money. I'm selling it because I believe in it.
And I'm really glad you've said that, actually. And obviously, you know, this is, I've not scripted that or dragged it out of you, but what's one of the conversations I've been having with a lot of the influencers or people on TV shows that I've been filming with lately is how short term that I believe the monetization of anyone's Instagram following is, unless they have a passion and a purpose, and they're selling a product that is something that they are 100% behind. You know, you see, like I'm generalizing by using words like Love Island here, but you know, I'm doing it for the purpose of the conversation. Let's say, you know, you're a Love Island person who goes on, comes off, and all of a sudden you've got teeth whitening kits. I mean, everyone does a fucking teeth whitening kit, or you know, somebody else's t-shirt or whatever it is. You know, unless it's a product that you genuinely believe in and can have, you know, sustainable long-term value from, then your audience ultimately will switch off. Because okay, you know, you're the hottest girl or the hottest guy to come out of Love Island this year, but if all you have to offer is the fact that you're hot and you're offering and you're marketing somebody else's tooth whitening kit or somebody else's nail varnish or whatever it is, next year when the next Love Island person comes out who's a bit younger than you and a bit hotter than you, then all of a sudden they will be the new flavour of the month. And yeah, I think these people, you know, have a very short window of opportunity to not just to capitalise, because I'm not saying, oh, you've only got 12 months to smash and grab and make as much money as you've got, but you have only got, let's say, 12 months to actually understand who your audience is, and more importantly, let them know who you are. Because, you know, if you come off Love Island, you know, you're a sexy body, but no one really knows anything about you. If you come off Geordie Shore, I'm assuming, you know, you're a boozy girl who drinks a lot, but you know, but they don't really get to, you know, experience and know who you are. But if you can, I guess, if you can know this from day one, and you know, give your audience, you know, the true insight into who you are, you know, who Bethan is, etc., and sell them a product that your audience wants. Obviously, it's very important to understand who your audience is. Is it male, female, young, old, etc.? But also, you know, sell them a product that is something you are 110% passionate about. You know what? That might not be the most profitable next 12 months for you. You might have been able to make more money by doing other people's tooth whitening kits, but 100 million% that will give you a sustainable income for the 5, 10, 15, 20 years ahead, and you'll be able to sell those products, you know, long after Geordie Shore's a distant memory and people don't even know you for Geordie Shore anymore, as opposed to someone who's walked off Love Island and might be super famous now, but will be productless and skint and and cast away.
Well, exactly, because all of these like sponsorships, all of these like sponsors and stuff, like they aren't gonna, you know, they're not gonna last forever, and that's the thing. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like, obviously I started Geordie Shore in January, and I feel like I'm only just starting to understand my audience now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm nearly a year down the line, so it's like I can't imagine how hard it is for people who are on you know, like a TV show which is recurring and constantly changing the people that are in it, like how it is, you know, hard, unless they've got a vision of like, when I'm going on there, this is what I want to do. Because surely when you go on like, for instance, like Love Island, if you go onto there, like you know that there is a possibility that it's going to change your life. Do you know what I mean? So you've kind of got to have take a step back and go, oh, like, you've got to actually think about your future really. Whereas obviously with Geordie Shore, I'm just like, just go in and just do you and be you, because that's how you kind of build your personality on the TV. Whereas on that kind of show, you need to build it straight away. And then if you don't have any kind of future, if you want, you know, as lucky as the ones who have got a very vibrant personality, where they're like, right, they've went all the way, they've totally made it all the way, then like, it's kind of like, what do? You know, you go into the limelight, you get all of these, you know, these fans, these followers, and then it's kind of like you just dropped like a sack of shit. And then it's like, how do you go on from that? Do you know what I mean? Do you go back to your normal job? Do you like
what kind of help have you had from management in this? For you, like, as in, do you find that any of your management team work with you for the long term about you and your brand and your product, or is it just very much the kind of not so much smash and grab mentality, but, you know, oh, I've got a paid post for you, I've got a PA for you, but or you know, do you ever actually get to sit down with someone and work long term strategy of, you know, of what is brand Beth long after Geordie Shore's finished? I
mean, to be honest, like, because I'm only very new to this like limelight thing, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know where my feet are at the minute. I'm trying to find my feet in the situation. So at the minute, like, I haven't had any kind of conversation with that. I haven't had any conversations like that, but I know that there is conversations that I could have like that. Obviously, like with my brand and stuff, like I kind of want to do it on my own. Unless it gets like too much to us where I need to take on more people to help us out, then I feel like I'm really confident that I can do this by myself. Do you know what I mean? And I can just build it up like one step at a time, not you know, have to go into business with other people to help us out and do this, that and the other. So with, like, as me management side of things, you know, because I'm very new to it, it is just kind of paid posts and stuff at the minute. But yeah, they've got an office and stuff down there, and, you know, they've been very open, you know, if you want to come speak to her, if you've got any ideas, like, you know, come down. So they are really helpful like that as well.
And have you actually picked a product yet? Have you got your first product that you're going to be making and selling?
So to be honest, I have, and it's only a little product, but I just think, you know, baby steps. Rome wasn't built in a day. So I am going to...
Nor Jesmond.
No Jesmond or Newcastle for that sake. But yeah, so I do want to do like eyelashes. So I do want to, like, you know, have some nice like wispy eyelashes, because I'm not going to lie, I love eyelashes, I really do. At the minute, I need an infill. And but normally, you know, if I do need an infill, I'll pop some eyelashes on. I'm thinking, oh my God, like, I bet a lot of girls feel like this, you know, they want some eyelashes. Like, eyelashes is just a massive thing, isn't it? Like, you just feel made with eyelashes on.
I assume so.
Yeah, but like I feel like a lot of girls, you know, there's loads of different styles for loads of different people's needs. You know, people like full dramatic, people like you know, just basic, like very natural, like, you know, like people want like long eyelashes, don't they? So I'm just like, you can't go wrong with eyelashes.
Cool. Well, watch your space, guys. You hit it here first. The Bethan Kershaw exclusive eyelashes.
Yeah.
And tell me about your YouTube channel. We just started to talk before we start recording. You've just launched that, have you?
So I've just literally put my first video on yesterday. Was it yesterday? Might be in the day before. Ooh, what am I? But yeah, maybe a couple of days ago. My first ever video on YouTube.
And what's the video?
So basically all it is it's just me, because I done a little question thing on Instagram. You know them little boxes where you can go ask us a question?
Yeah, we've done one for you before we started. So when we've talked about this, we'll see if anyone's asked any questions.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, what's that? Oh my God, I'm going to burp.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm sorry. You know, we have a very relaxed language policy on this podcast, so we never actually have to beep anything out. But if you watch this back and you hear a beep, it's not because Bethan said fuck, it's because she burped into the microphone.
Yeah, sorry. I can't control it. So what we're talking about there?
We were talking about your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Went live last couple of days.
So I put a little question thing on saying I want to start a YouTube channel. Like, what do you want to see? And I just thought, I was like reading through like all of the questions and stuff. And to be honest, most of it was like makeup tutorial. I must be good at doing my makeup. So basically, they were just like, what makeup do you use? And to be honest, like, I did have a lot of DMs before I even decided to do a YouTube channel saying, what makeup is this? What brand do you use? What lipstick colour do you do? So I thought, oh my God, I'm going to do it. But then I'd done a little twist on it. So I had one of the other cast members from Geordie Shore just there eating a pot noodle while I was getting ready, and we were just talking, and it was just, you know, just talking about everything really, just anything that really came about.
How many of the rest of the cast or you know, people in your space, you know, are doing YouTube channels?
So to be honest, the people that I work with on the show at the minute, I don't think any of them have got a YouTube channel. I think I'm the only one that's got a YouTube channel at the minute. But previous casts, I do think there's a couple of them that have got a YouTube channel.
I mean, it is such an important, I guess, part of your marketing prong, because I mean, I think everybody looks at Instagram, and I think that's probably the go-to thing for, you know, searching someone, brand, etc. But you know, YouTube, it takes a lot longer to build up than Instagram. Although obviously, you know, you're in the fortunate position of being able to get some immediate audience across there. But what a lot of people don't understand is that YouTube is effectively the second biggest search engine out there, and the long tail value of that content. You know, you'll do an Instagram story post and it's gone in 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, you'll do an Instagram main feed post, and okay, it's still up there, but a week in, no one's looking at it.
Yeah.
So a week in, a day, and you know, it's certainly gone, you know, in a month's time. But YouTube content is there for years and years and years.
And you can search it as well. Like,
exactly.
So obviously with people posting on Instagram on their main feed, it's not that you can type it in and search it. You can actually search like the videos and stuff on YouTube, can't you? Specific ones.
And that's, which is fantastic for introducing you to a new audience, because obviously, you know, the bulk. I'm saying you here, but this is effectively a global conversation, if you like.
Yeah.
You know, when people are going on your Instagram, they're going on there because they're looking specifically for you. So okay, that's great that it's your audience and you can engage with them. But on YouTube, because a lot of the content is consumed because you've searched for something like how to do my makeup, or because you've been suggested a video by YouTube because you've already watched one before, it gives you such a great opportunity, you know, to grow your brand and put yourself in front of an audience who didn't even know who you were.
It's amazing, isn't it? And to be honest, I didn't even realise how powerful it is. It's quite a very big thing in it, really. Like, I didn't think that, because obviously I was just like, oh, Instagram, I was one of them people, you know, scrolling all the time, not really paying attention to anything else that goes on in the world. So yeah, like, obviously when I decided, I thought, oh, I'm actually gonna do a YouTube channel, like, just one, to keep us busy, because I edit all my videos and stuff myself, film all my videos myself, and two, like, I really enjoyed it.
Don't be telling Cash that, it'll feel redundant.
No, I just thought, you know what, like, I just it's so interesting for us. I really enjoyed doing my first video. So,
when's your next one going to be?
well, I'm currently videoing at the minute. I've got loads of things going on, right? So I'm actually currently videoing like a couple at the same time. And I'm just going to try and piece them all together. So I haven't got a specific date or anything. I'm just, as soon as I'm done.
You'll have to put this interview up on there. I'll give you
Oh
a copy
my
of
God,
it.
yeah, definitely. Share it on my YouTube as well. Might as well. There's another video for us. So yeah, I haven't got a specific date or anything. It's just kind of, you know, when I've got time to edit it and when I've got time to post it, really. So yeah, I'm just in the middle of like filming content.
Cool. Well, look, I said that we put a little post up before we started asking people if they have got any questions for you. So let's see what anybody said. I did see a couple before we started. Let's hope they're clean. So, question: how do you turn reality TV into real earnings?
So
I mean, I guess we've been talking generally about that this whole podcast, but as a specific question, what would your advice be to a new up and coming reality star? Someone gets plonked into Geordie Shore, they get plonked into Towie, and you go out for dinner with them, and you've got to give them some advice on how they best monetize their career over the next 12, 24 months. What are you going to tell them?
I mean, what I would say straight away, like, which is what I didn't do this to start off with, and I wish I'd done it earlier. So, like, obviously when you're filming in reality TV, like, you know, it can be a little bit tiring, a little bit hard work. When you get out, the first thing you need to do is get a manager. That is the first thing that you need to do, because I thought, oh, you know, I don't need a manager. Like, I don't have enough followers. They get you more posts and stuff, they get you more money. They also get you to events where there's a lot more faces. What you need to do is you need to climb the social ladder. Do you know what I mean? You need to be involved in that, because this is, you know, when you get into the limelight, this is now your area in your life. So you need to go to as many events, show your face as much as you can, because you need to get your followers up. And ultimately, you know, the more followers you got, the more engagements and stuff you've got, that's where you can kind of go, right, okay, so I've got this many people, you know, interested in me, wanting to know what my next step is. My next step is going to be, I want to invest my money into such and such, and I'm going to promote it, and I'm going to, you know, sell it to the public. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Get a manager.
No, but I like that answer as well, because I think, you know, what's really interesting to me is you've answered that question not specifically as if you were a reality TV person, but they are the general principles of how do you monetize in business in general. Anyway, you know, you're getting your face seen by more people, you're networking, you're growing your brand, etc., etc. And for me, the influencers and the celebrities that fail are the ones that think that just because you are a celebrity, the rules of business do not apply to you.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And they very much do.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's, well, like you know, like you said, it is with anything. You know, you have to, you know, you've still got a network and stuff. It doesn't matter whether you're famous or whether you're not famous, because if you don't network, you will get lost in the background, and 100%. You'll be that celebrity that people have forgot about. Do you know what I mean? So that's why when you get like a manager, when you get an agent, that's their job, is to help you do that. Their job is to, you know, help you get recognised, help you get more money. So, you know, there's no downfall, is it really, when you get an agent?
Well, I think that's a fantastic place to stop on, because it's so important, so overlooked. But, you know, and for me, any influencers, any celebrities watching this, you know, they are just super powerful words from Beth. So listen, thanks a lot for being here. It's been
Thank you so much.
Been fantastic.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for introducing me to the life of Geordie Shore.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, guys. By the way, you can give your YouTube channel a plug. What is it? Don't tell me you've forgotten it. Are you fucking kidding me? Right.
Wait, what is it? What is it? Just Bethan Kershaw?
I don't know. Right. Google her. Bethan's got, as she says, she's got her own YouTube channel, or you can check her out on Instagram, which is Bethan_Kershaw. So if you like the video, please leave a comment below. If you're a new watcher of the show, please press subscribe and tell all your friends about it. And hope to see you again next week with another guest and some more interesting stories.
Bye.
Cool.